Hooty hoo, all my stock market gamblers. Welcome today. I'm Tall Mike. I'm so glad you're here. What do we got going on in the markets? Well, we're still trying to push them up higher, right? But not the NASDAQ. NASDAQ hasn't made that new high, topped out back in July, and now we're at the double top, right about there, right? 500 on the QQQs. That's what I'm looking at. That's where I'm looking to short the market. Now, people ask me, they say, but Mike, this market can never go down. Now, you notice it's always young people that say that. They think the market can only go up. And that's all they've seen for the last 16 years. 16 years, straight up, straight up, straight up. But believe me, this market can go down. Is it going to go down right now? Maybe, maybe not. Now, the reason I'm shorting the market, everybody's trading situation is a lot different. Now, I have a very long position in gold. I have a large position that is long, right? Now, if I short the NASDAQ, if the NASDAQ comes down, gold will probably come down with it, right? Okay, so they may both come down together. So it's kind of a hedge against a large position that I have. So there's different reasons that you trade things, but I am going to be going short the NASDAQ. Already have a small short position on in the NASDAQ. Got it up at 498 on the QQQs, and they may push that up higher, may get it up to 510 on the Qs, and that's okay. I'm okay. I'm willing to add to it a little bit, but where I'll really start adding to it is if we break below the support levels. Support level would be the 20-day moving average, then the 50-day moving average, then the 100-day, then the 200-day. Now, I don't think it's going to get quite that low. If it comes all the way down to the 200-day, I'm sure that's a good 20% move, right? But this overvaluation of the stock market does have legs, right? Warren Buffett, he's sitting on cash, a lot of cash, because he knows the market's overvalued, right? 200% to GDP. Okay, so that's not normal. Normal is 100%, so it's 50% overvalued according to Warren Buffett. And I do think that Warren is a smart man. I do think this market will start to come in. I do think that the Qs are done, right? Okay, now I do think that they will eventually drop below their moving average, but I got a small position until they start to drop below their moving averages. This is just my take. Now, why is the market moving up higher, right? Why? Well, it's just be printing of money, right? Printing of money. You see, the market is actually not going up. Your dollar is going down. Now, gold is going up against the dollar going down. Gold is leading the market higher. The more money they print, gold will outperform the stock market because it's just printing of money that is pushing the market up higher. And that's why my large gold position has paid off this year, up about 40% over the last year is the gold market, right? And that's a big move for gold. That's just screaming at us, though, that the dollar is coming down in purchasing power, not against other currencies. Against other currencies, the dollar is still relatively strong, but it's coming down at the grocery store. It doesn't buy as much, coming down at the gas station, even though gas is relatively cheap right now. We'll talk a little bit about that. Now, okay, now you'd say, but Mike, I can't buy gold up here. It's at 2,700. Well, it's actually closer to 3,000. If you try to buy a physical ounce, you're going to be paying $2,900 for that, right? About $200 over spot right now. Now, here's the thing. Why am I still buying? I'm a buyer. I'm a buyer of gold. I still am stacking onto my gold position. Now, why is that? Well, I'm a buyer because gold has a lot of room to run still. Even though it's at a record high. I realize it's at a record high, but it's going a lot higher. Here, okay, every time the Fed pivots, meaning every time the interest rates went up, right? They went from 0% to 5.5%, and now we pivoted. The Fed has dropped it 50 basis points. Going to probably drop it another 50 basis points. What happens when the Fed pivots? Every time the Fed pivots, gold doubles in value. It did it in 2000, right? 2000, the Fed pivoted, gold doubled in value. Did it in 2008. Fed pivoted, lower rates, gold doubled. Did it in 2019. Fed lowered rates, gold doubled. It's doing it now. What's going to happen? Well, you don't know, right? It hadn't happened yet. But my take is that gold will double again. Gold will go from, the 2,500 over 5,000 this time. Gold will double. It doubles every time the Fed pivots. If you go back throughout history, that's just the norm for gold to do. When the Fed starts cutting rates, gold tends to double, right? Now, okay. Now, why is gold so high, though? Why? Why? It's just printing of money. Gold hasn't really done anything yet. You wait for gold to start do something, it's going to get real exciting in the gold market, but it's all they're doing is printing money. Money's going down and down and down. Now, I'm not worried about the $36 trillion of debt. That's not why I'm buying gold. I'm not buying gold because we're in debt 36 trillion. I'm buying gold because of the 120 trillion in unfunded liabilities. It's actually a lot more than that, but we'll just go with the 120 trillion, which would push us up closer to the $200 trillion mark. That's why I'm buying gold. You see, now can the Federal Reserve, can they tell Social Security recipients, you're not going to get your money. We don't have any money. We're bankrupt. Look at, they're running a Ponzi scheme. They took all your money, they spent it, they don't have any money. As of 2021, 3 years ago, more money goes out of Social Security than you millennials that are working so hard to pay us baby boomers. See, it's a wealth transfer. Eventually, baby boomers will die off and the transfer will be from the baby boomers to the millennials and to the younger generation. But right now, the millennials, you guys got to get out there and work real hard. So us boomers, we can get our Social Security because we want to get that, right? We want to get our Medicare. So keep working hard, right? Keep paying into the system, right? The system's broken. Big Ponzi scheme. They spent the money. We're going to have a retirement crisis, right? There is a retirement crisis. Your pensions, you think you're going to get 100% of your pension. You're going to be lucky to get 50% of it. Some of you, your pensions will go completely bust. But Mike, the federal government will come in and bail out our pensions. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. How are they going to bail out the pensions? They're going to do it the same way they're going to bail out Social Security. They're going to print the money to hand out, right? Print the money to hand out to the pension people. Print the money to hand out to the Social Security people. What does that do to money? Makes the money go down, right? Makes the money get less and less valuable. It loses its purchasing power. So yes, you're going to get your Social Security. No, it's not going to buy anything. You're going to go to the grocery store with your Social Security check, be lucky to get a loaf of bread. Once again, this is just my take. You see, when you go into $200 trillion in debt, they're going to have to keep printing the money to pay for the Social Security, to pay for, well, to pay for all the pension bailouts, to pay for the Medicare, right? They're going to have to keep printing money, and that's what they're going to do. What's that going to do to gold prices? Going to easily be a double from here. I think it'll be a triple, if not a quadruple, right? It'll be up over $10,000 for 1 ounce of gold. Very shocking, very scared. But what happens if they don't pay the Social Security people? What if they tell us old people, no, you were not going to pay for your Medicare anymore? Well, we'd bring out the pitchforks, right? It'd be time to get the pitchforks, and that's how this would start the revolution, right? So they have to pay us. They have to continue printing money. There's no way they can stop printing money. That means there's no way that gold is going to stop from going up higher. But Mike, I can't afford gold. It's already like $3,000 an ounce. And that's okay. There's alternatives, right? The cheapest commodity on the planet right now is silver, right? Running about $31, $32 for an ounce of silver. Okay, so that is a bargain, right? And let me explain a little bit about silver. Now, do you think when gold hits $3,000, silver is going to be at $30? 100 to 1 that would be, right? 100 to 1 it would be. Silver is very cheap compared to gold. Well, okay, so for 5,000 years, silver's come out of the ground about 14 to 1. For every 14 ounces of silver, you get 1 ounce of gold. It's about 14 to 1 ratio. So it should be 14 to 1 ratio on pricing, right? Okay, and we got gold up around 3,000, so 14 to 1. You do the math on that, but what, about $200, right? Okay, so about $200 is well silver should be right now at 14 to 1, right? But silver is not being coming out of the ground right now at 14 to 1. Let me try to explain this a little bit. I am not a miner, but you could go talk to a miner and they'd tell you, here's what's happening. The top stuff on the top of the soil has already been mined. So they have to dig down deeper and deeper. Now, silver has something in it that brings it more up to the surface than gold. Gold does not go as high to the surface as silver. So as we go deeper and deeper, you can get more gold, but you're getting less silver. So that's why we're getting 7 to 1 right now Gold silver ratio should be 7 to 1. So if you were at 10 to 1 right now, you'd be about $300, right? On silver right now. Now at some point this is going to shift, right? So at $30 silver, you're going to get a 10x multiplier on your silver. Now you don't need to take my word for it. I don't care if you go out and buy silver. I don't care if you go out and buy gold. You can go out and buy whatever you want. You can stay in the stock market. You can pick up some Bitcoin up here around the $70,000 level, and that's perfectly fine with me. I'm just telling you what I am doing. I am buying silver. I am buying gold. These are the metals that are going to protect me. They've been protecting me since I started buying silver around $5 an ounce, started buying gold around, well, $300 an ounce, a little bit cheaper than that, I think, but it's already 10x, right? Gold is 10x, silver not as well, right? Only about 6 times up, but that's not bad, right? It's not bad. I mean, it's no Bitcoin where you buy at $1 and it's 70,000, but I wouldn't buy up here. I don't trust it up here. Look at up here, it's not the good deal it was when it was at $1. Up here at 2,700, gold is a bargain. Up here at $32, that's the best bargain on the planet. Now, I do not think that silver is going to be left behind. I think it's going to start to rally soon. Silver is going to start to catch up to gold. Gold and silver should not be at 300 to 100 to 1 ratio. Should be closer to a 10 to 1 ratio. And I do think that will eventually get there. Okay, so silver is the buy. Gold, I'm still buying it because it's going to double, right? It's going to double. Gold's easier to store. Very light. I mean, you can, in your hand, you can hold $100,000 easily. But we got a crisis going on. I do think it's going to be a bloodbath. I think it's going to be a bloodbath in the stock market. That's why I'm starting to short the NASDAQ only, the Dow and the S&P keep making new highs each day. I don't think the NASDAQ is going to make a new high. I think we saw its high back in July. It may push a little above that. That's perfectly acceptable to me, but that's what I'm taking my shot on. I'm taking my shot to the downside. Keep in mind, I have a large gold position. If it continues to go up, it's just the printing of money, and gold is going to go up at a faster clip than the NASDAQ. Gold's going up at a faster clip than the S&P. Gold's going up at a faster clip than the Dow. People hate when I say this, right? But gold has outperformed the stock market for the last 20 years. They don't talk to you about that on Wall Street. They can't make the money on you on the gold market, right? They don't get their fees. They want you in these ETFs. They want you in the fake stuff. They want you in the stock market so they can trade you, so they can move your money around, so they can get these fees. Look, just buy some silver, stick it away. I say 500 ounces of silver will get you the average price house. You see, right now, houses are way overvalued compared to gold and silver. Stock market extremely overvalued compared to gold and silver. What is cheap? What is cheap compared to gold? Well, right now, silver's really cheap compared to gold, right? What else is cheap compared to gold? Platinum. I have a little bit of platinum, right? Very inexpensive compared to gold. I don't like platinum as much as I like gold because gold is a monetary metal. Platinum is not. Gold is going to go up because the dollar is going to go to zero. Dollar's crashing to zero. Will they reset it before it gets to zero? Absolutely. They'll bring in the CBDC. What else is cheap compared to gold? Right now, I think oil is cheap compared to gold. Oil at $70? I mean, what is that? You can almost get, what, 35, 40 barrels of oil for 1 ounce of gold. That's historically very cheap. I do think oil is going to go a lot higher. Oil is hard to store, though, right? You can't really take possession of it, but I do have some oil plays on. I think oil is going to go higher. I think it's going to go much higher in 2025. Why? Because it's cheap compared to gold. I see gold going up and up and up and up and up, right? Gold going to hit 5,000. So what's oil going to do? It's not going to stay at this price. It's going to have to double, probably triple from here. Gold will double. Oil will probably triple. It'll go from $70 all the way up to $200. Yes, I see $200 a barrel for oil. That's just my take. Not right now. It's not going to happen overnight. This is a long-term play. Throughout 2025, oil is going to continue to go higher, along with the gold market. I really think silver is going to be your market that takes off. It's going to take off. It's going to probably 10x. Not that quickly, though. It's going to take some time, right? But when it goes, silver goes quick, goes very fast. when it starts to take off. It hasn't even left the station yet. This is a bargain. I would pick some up. I'm doing it. You do you, I do me. But I think we're going to get a bloodbath in the stock market, a bloodbath in the real estate market, and I think gold's going to be the last person standing. Just my take. If you like this stuff, give me the thumbs up. Get out there, everybody. We made it to the weekend. Punch the subscribe button so we can talk more later next week. Bye-bye now.